Yes, take it back. We take it back. Take it back. We take it back. We take it back. Yes, God is good. God is good. Good morning. Oh my gosh. It is Friday. My goodness, what day is it today? Today is the 20th day of October. You realize how many more days we have left, right? 10 days. 11 days actually. 11 days of the weekend. So here we are on Gem FM this morning, Genesis Magazine. And thank you for the tech team. Thank you for those who've been here before this morning. So we pray that our day is moving well and exciting as we go to our topic for today. Yes. We reap all the harvest that the Lord has promised us simply because we're living in a world where we have to learn obedience to Christ. And when we learn obedience, we are able to get some of the things that the Lord has provided for me. So today we are talking about vital services in winter. You know, it's the time of year we have to talk about everything that's happening. The weather is closing down on us. It's getting cooler. And we have to talk about all the vital services that we need, especially as seniors, and parents with young children. We talk about, the weather, what we do outside, but inside to keep yourself warm and to have the right things inside the home and to ensure that everything is right. The bulbs, you have enough bulbs, you have enough, water bottles, just in case there's a storm in the house. So it's all these different things. Minister Mill has an appointment this morning, but I'm not sure she's going to come in, but she just might, We'll see how it works out as we go along this morning. So how have you been out there? How was the week? We've come to the end of this week. It's just flying by. Early this morning, I heard an airplane flying very low, and I know our Prime Minister is in Toronto today, and he's doing some talking about housing. But when we talk about housing, we have to talk about those of us who've been here and waiting on housing, like seniors, like myself, young people that has had a name on the list for a long time. Sometimes you move and, things get, lost, and we have to find ways to figure out what the government has to do in those cases, because, sometimes you change your address and things don't come as they're supposed to. The mail drags by, what you normally get on a day-to-day drags by because it has to go through so many other changes in order to reach you. So let us talk about the word, how are you preparing? The vital services in winters, you got to pray for peace, you got to pray for strength, you got to pray, that you're covered, your safety is covered, because it's time that people slip and fall, people rush behind buses, drivers can't see them. It's so many things that happen at this time of year. So you have to be really alert and careful as to what you're doing in the winter months. Okay. The clothing that you wear, the boots that you wear, the toque and stuff like that. It has to be, you have to be able to see, out through it, be visible, and you can't rush behind things, especially like buses, a bit morbid, but a few times for the past years, I have heard of accidents where people fell under the wheel of the bus because they're running behind the bus. You can't run behind the bus. There's always one behind, coming. So let's go with those things. So that you have to check all the plugs in your home to make sure, everything is fine. They don't have shorts in them. You have to, you have to check to ensure where your heat is coming through, that it is clear, it's been vacuumed out, or whatever the case may be, and that things are up and running. There are dates for heating if you live, for businesses and big businesses, as well as the apartments and et cetera, et cetera. Waiting for a section call from them for individual homes and stuff like that. But I know from September 1st to June 15th is the time that your heating goes, because it starts up the boilers real early, because the weather is changing, so it's a slow process. And then by the 15th, you know, it should be up and running and ready just in case we get a storm, an early storm, you know. Storms don't tell you when they're coming, you know. And we always have to, and the maintenance, the degrees, it's a 20 degrees Celsius. It's your maintenance um, during that time that has to be maintained. So you have to be as warm as you are, as you're outside, as inside during the winter months, okay? And that's the bylaw, section 4 of regulation 516. And that's 06/06, okay? You want to check on that. You can always call Ottawa. They have a number, 613-546-2147, and they will give you the landlord, you know, because landlords don't control your thermostats, okay? They can't control. And that's a law, that's part of the bylaw, okay? Also, let's talk about traveling. Are you going away for the winter months? You got to winterize your home. One, make sure everything is turned off. You know, you leave your refrigerator running and stuff like that. But no lights or plugs. I think it's best that you undo them, unplug them, so that the house will be safe. In the event, you know, that there's a thunderstorm with lightning and there's a short in the circuits, then anything can happen. Okay. So winterize your home. If your windows are too cold, you know, you could also winterize your home, your windows. They do have what you call it, blinds that actually hold back the cold. So it's based on, you know, the sun hitting them, and they bring warm. Some of them have something like I forgot what they call them, but it's like, you know, the self, like the what you call it, the wrap, you know, that the silver wrap that we use in the kitchen for stuff like that. But the backing is similar to that, so it absorbs the heat from the sun that's coming on during the daytime. So that is put into your windows, especially when you have big windows. I have two big bay windows, right? So floor to ceiling, ceiling to floor, and it's double doors. The you know, sliding door. So that's how it is. So you got to look after all these things to ensure that you're warm during the winter months, because you don't want no cold in your bones. You know, arthritis is something, it starts very young. So you don't want to start with arthritis in the home simply because the place is warm. So look into that. That's very important. It's one of the structured things that yesterday I was checking into and getting some answers to what is what there. Also, plan your grocery list for the winter. Don't lose things. A lot of stuff that we buy can be put in the freezer, especially your fridge door. Things like your I put my chives, which is green onions as well. My green onions. I put my okras. I put my you can put the lemon and limes in the fridge, cut them up, that you can use them as you need them. Okay, that is one of the things that you have to think about, you know, so that you don't lose. And also, you can grate the lemons and the limes, you know, and put it in a little sandwich bag and keep it in the fridge, you know, so you can have it when you need it. Try it in the freezer, see how long it lasts. And if it's not lasting long, you switch it to the fridge, the door. Well, in the freezer it will last, but in the fridge door, it's the first place you need to try it, so that you know, you can have it for that purpose. Okay. The other thing I'm thinking of in terms of wintertime, also for the children, you know, there's the insoles for the shoes for extra warmth, you know. And there are socks that you could buy, thermal socks right now. You can do that for them and yourselves to keep you warm. And, you know, my hands get cold very quickly. It's the first place that gets cold. You know, I'm walking and no matter what the gloves I'm wearing, it's very, very cold. So I usually put a tip of Vaseline in my hand, rub it around my hands, so my hands got a shield to go through the window. It's just a slight thing. It's nothing that you want to leave it greasy. Just put enough that it could stand that time, the time that you're going to be out. And also, um, your doctor visits. If you have to go to the doctor in the winter, you've got to plan it in such a way that you can get things done quickly, effectively, and easily. For seniors, you can get your wheel transportation, um, no matter what part of the GTA that you're in, from east to west and north to south, okay? But you got to get the forms, fill them out, send them in, so that if you need a ride to the grocery or you need a ride to go to the mall, to spend some time out there, that is available to you because, you're going there, or you're going to family, they will take you back and forth, okay? And all this has to be pre-planned. Your trips have to be planned at least one day before. I don't think they have the same day anywhere, and if they do, I don't know of it. But you can also check these things. It's good to do something with your mind. Don't forget your mindset. It's so important to be able to do something. Read. Many of us are Christians. Read your word. The word is so profound. If you only know how profound that word of God is. I was spending time in Timothy, and Timothy is, Paul's teaching us so valiantly, so gracefully, and so fulfilled in the word. If you want to start there, it's good. It's a good point just to get some background in the word. Get a good novel if you want, if you like reading other things as well, which is okay. Um, and do different things, puzzles, things that will, and keep your time and keep your time, manage your time effectively and manage it, in a real way that you will learn from it. You just don't waste it, because for me, I would not, I don't have the time to spend, you know calling this one, calling that one. No, that's not my way of spending time. But I read a lot of books and I do a lot of writings, and I get myself involved in a lot of different community things. Like I had the Algonquins Nations, one of the elders here recently, and we chat a lot. We talk about different things, what they're doing, and it's important. Yeah, you can take a bus trip if you would like to during the winter, but that is up to you. See what's happening around this time when the windows are closed, sealed, and you can just look outside or just go outside, outdoors, so that you can, you know, enjoy some. And right in the home, you can walk around, just walk, pace yourself in the home, because the amount of steps you're making is, it adds up. You're moving the limbs, the hands, etc. And also, it's very important to take a rest. Okay, vital, vital. Take a rest. Don't be a workaholic in the home, because especially if you're alone, something happens, if you don't have one of those wrist alert bracelets that will alert the authorities so someone can come to your aid, then you have a problem. Because what if you can't reach your phone? You understand? It might not be close enough to you. So prepare yourself in many little ways. And also, you can have someone who would call on you and see how you're doing, or call or ask if you can call them once a week. Hey, this is so and so, and just calling in, checking in with you to see how you're doing as well. So make that social call to somebody, or have someone socially call you. It could be a grandkid, but you see, timing is everything. So you have a night call, you have a day call, somebody checking on you by text messages and stuff like that. Those are important things to have, actually, you know, um, as we get older and as we are at home. And it doesn't matter whether you're young or you're old, things happen to everybody at any age. It happens to our children, our grandchildren. the neighbor's children, you know, it happens on the job, it happens while you're traveling. All of these things, there are things happening around us 7/24 and 24/7. Okay. Now, some of us you can have your groceries um, delivered, but you have to make your list, know what you want. They'll give you the price, you pay for it, and you set a delivery. Some of them charge for different price ranges, from Costco right back to a lot of the other groceries out there. So check with them so that you don't have to be going out, you know, uh, during the winter months, slipping and sliding along the way. It's good to get some fresh air, yes, but if you're going to go out there to get yourself injured, you might as well be indoors, you know. Um, if your building has stairs, um, try walking down a few. Go to the floor below you. Walk across the hallway and go up the other way, you know. And then when you can manage a little more, then you go 2 floors down and do the same thing. Exercise is not, you know, unswing your hands. You know, your hands, you need to move them, make sure the limbs are moving, you know, check your fingers, you know, give them some energy, give them a little, you know, a little TLC. They're not just hanging on to the body with you. They're there for you to say, hey, my hands, here you are. Give thanks for it, you know. And those are some of the things. Don't forget your vitamins. Vitamins are very important. Okay. If it's pharmacy provided, then you need to have your prescriptions for the winter so that, you know, you don't have to run these last minute things unless you get sick and you need different types of medicine. Okay. So let us look after one another. Don't forget the children, mums and aunties and grandmoms who have who are looking after children all around the world, you know, nursing homes, you know, orphanages. Yes, some people that's doing the charity of looking after children in their communities. So all of these things. And another part of it is, what about those people that are on the street and they need coats? A care pack is so important. We have a lot of refugees. They're moving down in them in different places, but guess what? We're going to be having refugees upon refugees because of what's happening in the Middle East. And don't forget your prayer. Your prayers are needed. And each of us, every one of us know how to pray. Doesn't matter. Because when things happen to us, the first thing we bawl is, oh God, we find him, don't we? So find him and pray for somebody out there that has a need that you cannot provide, but we know God will direct somebody to do it for them. All right? That's important. Isn't that important? So while we're talking, you know, you put the hands up and you get, you know, make sure the body is going, that everything is moving, you know, movement is there, you know, check, close one there, see if you're hearing in the other. Oh boy, it's loud. You close one ear and you talk. Oh my God, it's like a bellow inside there. Yeah. So you do all these little things to make sure, you know, that everything's, you know, feeling any numbness in the body, you know. Oh, and be careful. In the home, we must be very careful. If you're packing things up for the winter, be very careful. That's a nice picture, I guess. Be very careful simply because if you have things packed away in boxes or you have pieces of furniture anywhere, that when you bend down, you would not see, or, you know, you would not pay attention to it, but to what you're doing, you could be injured. Okay? Because you bend low and then you lift your head up and this thing is there. It may have something protruding on the side and you can get hurt. Okay? Um, so, and that, you don't want that to happen to you with no one around you, because you can get instantly dizzy, okay, and lose the emotions, you start feeling there are many things that you can feel. Okay. And quickly get piece of ice and put in that space. If you hit any part of your forehead, any part of your head, if it's your shoulder, do the same. Grab a piece of ice, so have some ice in the door of your fridge or the front of your fridge, and something that you can quickly grab if it happened, or if you have one of those frozen ice packs. And those are good to have as well, so that you can quickly get, some relief, and also so that you get to have the consciousness to dial 0. Okay. Because it's don't try to call everybody out there, because by fumbling in an accident doesn't give you time to think. So just dial 0 and let them know, I'm I'm a, I'm a mom, or whatever the case may be, and this happened, and I'm feeling this way. I may have small children home, or I'm a senior. All of these things, and pray for seniors. There's a lot of seniors and a lot of young people missing, walking away from home because of dementia and other issues that we have as we grow old. So I pray my prayer this morning that the good Lord will really give us some key mental capacities. I don't know what it is that will help us to go better, for that to become much better. But at least we'll have some knowledge of something that is familiar, that we could find our way back, because some people walk away and they can't find a way home. I remember my grandmother in Trinidad. She said she went down to the city. Well, we lived in San Fernando, and she went downtown, and then she was at the library corner, and she said that for a second she couldn't figure out where she was. Although she lived a very long life, that was a one-time thing. She's never had it after that. But just one day of disorientation can cause a problem, just in case you're in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people around. We need to be able to have those, talks with somebody. Let people know where you're going. There's no such thing as a secret place, because when something happens to you, the world knows about it, and you become part of the news, and they're talking and asking for you. The children are going to school, the time they're supposed to come home. Please always look through the windows and see what's going on. You don't know what the world is all about. We are in times towards that closing door of the Gentile age, and I keep repeating it because it is the truth, and it is what's happening. It is what it is, and we can't change that. But we have to be, alert and ready for anything and everything. Watch as you go. You're crossing the street. The drivers are crazy. They're in a bigger hurry than you. Our highways in Ontario are very, very busy, very packed, overpacked, because our population has, quadrupled very quickly. And a lot of the things that are supposed to be, with a lot of construction in places that should have been finished, is not finished, and therefore traffic jam. People look forward to the route. You go into a route that some people always had a quiet neighborhood, and now the neighborhood is just filled with cars zipping by, trying to get through, with all of these things. So pray for our governments, that the municipalities and the provincial governments will do the job and be on the job, because this is your mandate, and you're supposed to be getting things done. You're supposed to be behind it. You're not going to be the minister of transportation, and the highways are like this. We don't even hear from you on the news to say what's going on, what's happening, what is the cause of it, how many construction sites just add to this dilemma. We have issues with our trains already. Some they have to take them off because they're dated, very much dated. All these things are things that affect us as citizens. We've paid our taxes, we who are retired, and we look forward to getting out there in a specific time. For instance, seniors, as you grow older, your bladder may not be as strong as it was before, so unless exercises to strengthen your bladder, then you get to the bus stop and you're waiting. Hey, accidents happen everywhere and in every format. You know what I mean? So these are the things that we have to look into so that as, vital services, the buses take longer and we are waiting as seniors. These are vital services and these are things to bring to your member of parliament. Some of us when it's time to vote, say, I'm not voting for him. He hasn't done anything. When last you call your member of parliament's office to ask the question, a question that concerns you, concerning your neighborhood. That's what they're there for. If you don't give them the work to do, they will have nothing to do. They will just do what they have to do, and there's nothing to address. Look at Olivia Chow, our mayor. She's amazing. She's been there. I remember she was there from a very young age, and her late husband, Jack Layton, they work diligently together for the community. Those are two community-oriented people, the late, as well as his widow. When you work tirelessly and you have a love of humanity, you do the job correctly, So don't forget, it's nice to want to jump into politics, but are you ready? Are you willing? When you take your oath, are you going to follow it? Do you do a full day's work for a full day's pay? Did you justify it? And these are the things where we have to find, we have to look at when we look at life. Some people, you work with people and they look at you instead of looking at themselves. The mirror of life is one thing that tells us exactly what we're doing and what we're doing wrong. Don't hide from it. Be true to the mirror that's looking at you. Because when I look at my face anyway, as I'm seeing myself, I know very well. When I went to work, when I was working, I did my job. I would go over and beyond. Okay. You don't have to bend over, but you do it to the best of your ability. And the things that you don't know, you always ask questions so that you will be empowered and you will educate yourself in many areas. So it's always good to look back and say, yes, I know what I was paid. I was worth it. And I made sure it was worth it for the organizations with whom I was engaged. Okay. That's important. So let's go back to vital services and winter. And we spoke about the key one. Okay. And now we're talking about all the other little issues. And we talk about winter rising. If you know you're a snowbird and you're leaving to go down to the United States, you got to get your vehicles intact. If you're just going down for the weekend and you're traveling, remember, make sure you have that insurance that's going to cover you while you're there, because things in the United States is not as cheap and nothing is cheap anymore. So if you can imagine how much you'd be paying, you have to pay, you got to fork out the cash. Also, if you go down to the United States and you speeding and you're caught, make sure you have that money. It's on the spot. They don't wait for you. Some places they used to send the tickets, but now right on the side of the road, you got to get it ready. So don't forget the speed limit. And like they say, Smokey and the Bear is always around. And you don't know those dugouts they have off the highways. My goodness, when they can come chasing you down, and they can call back up very quickly, and they will meet you at the next intersection. Join in, the next, not intersection, next exit, especially on those highways, 75, I-75, I-95, all of the ones that you're going through. So be ready with everything. Have your snacks and your travels so that you're not hungry. And carry water. Water is so important, vital services in the wintertime. Or have water in your homes, enough and to spare, because this is how it is, you know. Things happen, and you're traveling all the way down, and you have to stop at a gas station. You have to know, it's like going from here to Montreal, and you want to know, make sure you have enough gas to take you to the next pit stop, and also make sure your tank is full. You know why? The traffic that we have on our roads today is not the same traffic as 10 years ago. It's not the same as 20 years ago and past. It is so much more now. Imagine trying to get from here to Niagara Falls. It takes you about 3 hours. That's somewhere that you can cover, within the hour or an hour and something if you make a pit stop somewhere, So be ready for all the things that are happening right down into the cities, coming across from east to west, going from north to south, the 400. Don't dodge in and out, because you know what? These are vital things, because it is difficult to get into an accident on any of these highways and waiting for them to come and look after you. Okay? So winterize yourself, get ready for a lovely, how many months? Yeah, well, we just had our Thanksgiving, and a lot of them are looking forward to Halloween coming up. The US's Thanksgiving is coming up as well. And then we head towards Christmas and all the other things that take place. So plan, write it out, structure it, put a plan together. This is what I'm going to do for October. Well, October is finished, but for November into December, January, February, and mid-March, you've got some months to look after right now. So prepare yourself. I hope your boots are ready. You have the shoe towns to help you to put the shoes in if you don't have anyone to help you. You have the hook for the zippers if you have to pull up your clothes on you. There's a hook for your zipper. I have one, but I'm trying to see if I have it. But it's a really neat little thing that you can buy, and it hooks up your. Oh, here we go. It's like this. Okay, it's a tool. You hook your zipper at the back, and then you pull it up, and it's pretty long. We need things like that. It's a double thing. It comes in 2 pieces. So for those of us, you can go into the dollar store and ask them about it. It's got a little hook. You see the hook? I'm trying to see where I can show you the hook best. Yeah, there's a hook. Yeah, so there we go. All right, so that's it. So all these things, even there's hooks that you can use to put on your watches and your bracelets, your little trinkets that you're going to be wearing on your hands and stuff like that, your chains. There are things for all of these things, you just go into a dollar store and you'll get them. Dollar Tree has them, and Dollarama has these things, and so to make life a lot easier for yourself, and please keep your hands warm. As a matter of fact, if you're going out, and I do this quite often, I've been doing it over the many years, is I would just get a tiny spot of whether it's Vaseline or a hand cream, especially something so, and I rub my hands, and then I stick my hands in my gloves, because it keep it moist as well. So look after yourself. Look after yourself, because to be healthy is the most important thing. To have to be running to the doctors over all the time, it's a hard thing. Sorry. I empathize with people that have different ailments, that put them, in what you call it, crucial pains and stuff like that. I mean, I have arthritis because of my slip and fall. So, of course, cold weather, cold places, I have to be very wary of, because they start to pain and they not stop. They don't stop when you get those triggers. you got to run for higher ground, so to speak, because, having had 2 injuries, I have shoulder and, lower back, as well as my knee pain as I get older. So you got to keep them in motion, keep them, like they say, you got to oil the joints, and so that we can find ourselves doing much, much better as we go. Now, let's think of something else. Maintain. Okay. Yeah. So apart from that, always remember on your phone, I think on the phone they have the thing, because you have an emergency. If you have an emergency, I think 911 is supposed to be on some phones, but I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure about that. But if it's there and you have an emergency, don't try to call someone unless you know that you're able to wait for that, sit out the call. Other than that, just call 911. The authorities will come to your home. If you can reach your front door and you're expecting them anytime shortly, you can always see if you can get to your front door, then you can let them know. You can open the door at some point in time. If you can't, let them know that you can't get to your front door to open for them, but they can get either your management or some way to get into your home. They have all the tools they walk around with anyway, so that they can be there to save. They're there to save our lives and to do it, efficiently. So time is of essence in reaching each and every one of us there. And don't forget, I reminded you about your doctor's visits. If you do your last visit before the season comes, at least, put that on their belt. And transportation. There is transportation in every area that is provided by governments. Utilize them. Utilize them. Because they will take you there. They will take you to the doctor. They will take you to do your groceries. They will come back for you within, you give them the time, how much time you need, and they'll give you a time frame. Even if you're taking the train and you're going out of town to another place and, some part of Ontario, you may be lucky to have, to get transportation there. So when you arrive in that destination, if you're coming off the train or you're being dropped off at the bus, bus location, guess what? They will pick you up there and take you to your destination. Okay. And it's the same going and coming. So get involved in finding out what's taking place. You can even ask your doctor's office. Hopefully they are like the doctor's office we had in times past, where they will give you all the information you require. But nowadays, life is so different to then, things are not the same. People are not the same, and you can get those services under your belt. The seniors who haven't applied vital services, if you're a senior and you haven't applied for your what you call it, your income supplements, call up the numbers that you get on your checks, or the numbers that's sent to you, and find out if you are entitled, and they will let you know, and they will, they'll go through your CRA, your taxes, and compound it and see how much you make. They'll go through all your expenses and what other income you're getting that's coming in, and they will go from that to make changes and let you know, oh, this is what you can have, and that is what you can, because all of it has to be declared annually with your income tax. So there's nothing that comes in that you don't, you must give it, because at the end of the day, it comes back. When they do their censuses, because the banks have to give their information as well, as for every account that's there. So that's how they can go to your account and put your money in, because that's where you bank. So the banks have their information. You must have yours that's comparative and could balance your books as well as it will balance their books. Well, they know how to balance theirs, so you know. So that's what it is. And don't forget, taxes go back. They don't come forward. They go back. They can go back in your taxes. So let's do things so that we don't have issues as seniors. Seniors need to have a nice, quiet retirement time, enjoying life, waking up when you feel like it and going to bed when you feel like it. It's your time to do what you want to do with it. So therefore, it should be one that's peaceful, happy, and enjoyable. And I say that for everyone. So moms who are at home, don't forget the things for your children. Those you have at home, and the little ones that that are going to school, especially in the early grades, the earlier grades, so that everything will line up for them and yourself. Winter activities. Why? They have places that do exercise. There are online exercises that seniors can do during the day as well, as moms who are at home. So utilize all these things. And your children needs to get out there and do things. So there are indoor places that do soccer and swimming and all the other amenities. There's so many amenities that are out there. And if you don't know about them, all you have to do is just call the city of Toronto, you call the province, they will direct you. As a matter of fact, 311 in some places. 311 is Toronto. 211 is another one that you can, oh, there's Minister Merle. So busy in the day, Lord have mercy. Minister Merle, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am blessed.
Good. God is good.
I could just imagine you and God. I said, God, sometimes you bring us on this road, but you didn't tell us what our journey would be like.
He didn't, did he?
But he says, I will be. He says, I will be with you always. And
yeah,
that's a comfort of knowing,
But my thing is that he is life, and he's the life in me. So I'm living the Christ life. And when I live the Christ life, one of the songs that I know that's constantly over the last time, I just go into so many different songs, but over the last 2 months or so, the songs that has been repeating within me is mercy.
Yes, that's it. That is, I have been using this word every other word I use, and I think about it, I come back as if God, just have mercy. I just have to ask God for mercy. Mercy on people, mercy in the times that we're in, mercy. Because we have to, it's a time of mercy.
Yeah, it's such a time that we know that Jesus is on our mercy seat. And it's just constant mercy. We constantly know that mercy is being poured out.
Yes, if it wasn't mercy, my God, if it wasn't for the mercy of God, where would we be?
Mercy is being poured out for us repeatedly lately.
Yeah.
In every
aspect. So many things happening. So many things happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about, all the vital services and wintertime, getting your medication, talking about your ensuring the place, keeping the temperature right, transportation for seniors. We're talking about your doctor visits before the spring comes, calling 911 for emergencies, because if you get into any entanglements and you cannot reach someone by dialing the phone because of, it could be stressful or whatever, or you're unable, just remember 911 and, at least the phone on speaker, you could talk to anybody there, at that time. So, and I'm talking about the grocery and, transportation that's provided. for seniors to go to the grocery store, to go to the doctors, you know, getting
You
things
know, there
from,
is so much for us out there. You know,
yes.
the thing
And
is
it's
that
knowledge. It's just having
I
the
was,
knowledge of it.
you know, I was thinking about it. It's the fact that so many things are out there, but everything is on the internet that you could access, right? My
Mhm.
thing is, how many seniors are really using it?
Can really, yes, go through the internet. And that's a big thing.
They need to find another way so seniors are aware of what is available for
What's
them out
available.
there.
And I would, you know, long ago, remember long ago, they used to have these long, um, the long folders, flip folders, where they fold and they send it out. And I think they should start doing that again for those who need to have these things handy, you know.
Yeah,
So I'll see what,
everything is
how,
not digital. A lot of seniors are not like I have sisters in their 80s and like right, and my cousins in there too. My
they're not
sister,
techno savvy.
yeah, my sister know how to do the computer because everything for nursing is on the computer,
That's
but
right.
she's still kind of
Yeah,
very
because yeah, it's
when coming to her phone, and she has an iPhone. She she,
mhm.
she went out. Somebody gave her, I think was I don't know. Somebody gave her a whole set of money, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to buy myself a gift." And she went and buy an iPhone, right?
just a, just the name will tell you.
Then she gave away her iPhone because she said, "Oh, my flip phone is so much better." I was like, "Oh my God, it's like night and day." But because she's used to a flip phone, right? She
Yeah.
could not work an iPhone. She gave
And
it to
not it,
somebody,
but Miss
you
Mel,
know.
you know what it is? Even if you have an iPhone and you go into, say, one of these places that sell these things and give you the service, the people don't have the patience. They don't, the staff is not, they don't have staff that will educate you and bring you up to speed on them, you know? It's like you said, when the people come to do the work with the telephone company, like Bell and service people, everybody's in a hurry. Do this, do this, do this, you know?
Because Pastor Daphne, presently it's all about their sales and the money.
Of course, they're telling,
It's
oh, I can sell you a phone for this price and it can give you
mhm.
so many different features. Like, hello, how are those features being managed? How do you go from frame to frame to frame? People they
it's
need to be able to do these things.
it's like the budget for the doctors got cut back, right? So do
Mm-hmm.
you see when you go into your doctor's office, you're limited 15 minutes or 5 minutes. They're so hurried to get you out so the other patients could get in,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So everything is
And
a massive
everything is,
hurry.
long ago they said, so what else? Instead of they asking you, you asking them, they ask anything else. You're right. They're ready to hustle you out.
Yeah. So nobody
You're going
takes the
through the
time at
grocery
all.
store. It's as though you're at the cashier's desk.
Yeah, everything is a mad hurry
You're being
now and
shuffled.
get it done, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's funny, because I said when you think about the grocery store and I said, yeah, now you can pick up your groceries. Of course, they don't want anybody running through the cashiers. Too many long lines. You put it together, you come and you pick it up.
Pastor Daphne, that's why they have Instacart and everything. Okay.
I'm telling you, this
Yeah.
to keep down less people, at the cashiers. You come, you get your groceries, you drop it off, and whatever the case may be,
You go to an entire place, an entire store, and you walk through the store, and there is not one person to tell you anything.
Oh no, I was in the Bay some time ago. Okay. Um, and I walked through the Bay. I went up the escalators. I went up the second, and there's one person serving on that whole floor. Okay. So when you go down to the end, to the cashier now, she's got about 8 or 9 people. And that one day that I was there, oh my God, this was so crazy. This woman bought a whole bag of stuff and brought it all back. or nothing fit.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at her and I said, how could nothing not fit you? You know what I mean? Nothing didn't fit you? In
Well, she just grabbed, it probably had a sale.
3 bags of clothes without thinking what size you are. That is crazy. And then when you come back now, everybody has to wait on you because. So I said to the cashier, I said, listen to me, my time is expired. I need to get out of here. I said, you're gonna have to put her aside and do something else with her. Because when the first bag was finished, she said, I have 2 more. I said, oh no, it's not gonna happen not in my time. Mm-mm. So that's how it goes. You know, people don't realize that, you know, the times we're in is different to the times way back when they had 6 and 7 people on one floor. You can call you know, someone, one of them working on the floor would see that, you know, the cashiers are busy and actually call
You
and say,
know,
come across to my cash, you know, but they don't have that anymore. You could walk through a whole store and not find someone to explain something for you that you want you need to have explained, you know, or ask the question, I'm looking for so and so and I can't find it. Do you have it? You know, and I guess 9 out of 10 times, because of the times when they tell you, if you don't see it, well, it's not there.
well,
Everybody's so busy with their own lives. It's crazy.
it is, you know.
It is a crazy
I just
time. It
went
is.
in the store and came out. I got my coffee because I didn't eat from like maybe about 8:30 last night. So
Okay.
I
So you had
just got a coffee.
you had your visit already?
Yeah, I did my blood work, so I just
Okay,
grabbed
so
a
now
coffee.
you're waiting. Now you're waiting for your ride back home.
Yes, I'm gonna go down in a minute to like it's between 11:30 and 12.
Okay, all
It's
right.
my pickup times.
Yeah. So yeah, you got 3. We have 3 minutes before the time. But
Mhm.
you know, I've covered just about everything. You know, I even covered when you're driving that, you know, no, we have to remember that people that are driving, especially the snowbirds, when they drive in the truck stops are not they may not even be in the same places. So many things have closed. So they got to
And
really
changed.
ensure that they have enough gas to get them to the next one, you know,
And they
and
have
make sure they have all
changed.
the,
So many things have
yeah, and
changed.
the water. So, you know, just just try to ensure that stop is just for gas and bathroom break, because anything
And
else.
that's just like me this morning. They, I thought they were coming for me after 10, and they came at 9:30.
So that you couldn't even get yourself together, right?
So I couldn't put my water together, or I
Yeah.
always walk with my meal, right?
Yes,
It's
yeah. So
prepared, but just the thought that I had to hurry.
yeah,
So
but
I didn't,
the time change causes all of these things, you know.
yeah. So I didn't
Mhm.
get my food together. So
Right.
I
Mm.
just went to buy something, thought, holy, not that I don't have the money,
So
I do,
what are the prices like today?
but I went to get just, it's a simpler thing, right?
Hmm.
Oh, I was gonna just pick up, I had a coffee and a
Hmm.
butter tart,
Oh,
right?
I
A
haven't had
butter
those.
tart
I haven't
pasta
had one of those
Daphne.
in a long time.
A butter tart pasta Daphne was
It's how much?
$3.10 for one butter tart.
Huh?
So I said, oh,
Boy,
forget that. I make beautiful things. I
I
have
was about to
scones.
say you might as well
I,
start baking all over again.
oh, I usually bake. I
I
have stuff in the
know.
house. I just didn't walk with it. I have,
That was for me who don't bake.
oh no, I bake. I have beautiful lemon blueberry scones at home, and I will, no, I'm not doing that. I'll wait till I get home. So anyway,
Lemon blueberry scones, eh? Okay.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Tease me, tease me.
No, no, I made those. I made those on Sunday morning before the kids went to church.
Oh
I made
yeah.
those so they could have something going to church, right?
Right, right.
So I always, although I went away, I put some in the freezer for when I
Hmm.
come back to get some.
Oh,
Otherwise,
excuse me.
I
You're
would get
right. I
one.
agree with you.
Yeah.
It's
So
important. That is imperative, you know, that you have to look after yourselves. We have to, as
oh,
seniors,
we
we
have
have to look
to.
after ourselves. We have to remind
We
our younger
do.
ones. as well to look after
We have to
themselves.
take care of ourselves. Well,
Mhm.
I told you, my two said that they're taking care. My daughter actually said she wants my strength. And I keep telling her, the strength is not mine, it's God's, right?
God, yeah, you can't
She
have
wants
somebody's
my
strength. It's
strength.
God's
So
strength.
she wants my strength, but she does not want my body. So she's in the gym like morning, noon, and night. And I said, but you forget that I was in the gym at 5:30, right?
Go.
Every
Yeah, we used to
morning.
go to, remember the Y down the road?
Yes, every morning, 5:30 until
Oh my God.
I
Those-
fell. I broke my hip. And then,
Yeah.
but you
And
see,
that's what I
there are
talk about
things,
today, falling and then end up having hip surgery and all that. We got to be so careful during the winter months. There's a lot to be worried or concerned about. But anyway, Minister Merle, it's 11:31. You got to get
yeah,
yourself
I'm going to
down.
move forward, and I'm
Yeah.
going to say bye to everybody and have a good weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice to have
So,
you pop in.
okay. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. So thanks, Gem FM and Genesis Magazine, for your time, your tech, and for all those who viewed. Have a blessed weekend. Enjoy it. And safe journey, Minister Merle. Bye for now. Thanks to Nataki, Genesis, and all who are behind the scenes and all who listen. Blessings. Happy birthday. Happy anniversary. Bye-bye.